Maureen and I'm a student here at Cabrini College's Introduction to Mass Communications course. In class, we're learning how to be critical consumers of news and media, as well as being responsible producers of the media. For this website project, I'm taking on the role of responsible producer. I've been working with Molly Seaman to educate audiences about the injustice of incrimination of children at an increasingly young age. In this video, I would like to talk to you why so many children are sent to jail and why they end up back in jail once they leave. Did you know many schools are now inactivating their no tolerance policies and replacing them with more appropriate and reasonable actions? Did you know a study done by the New Earth Life Group found that in California, 85% of children who have been incarcerated return to incarceration, so only 15% find a way to break this pipeline to prison cycle? I would now like to talk to you about a study reported by thinkprogress.org, conducted by Anna Iser of Brown University and Joseph Doyle Jr. of MIT, that focused on Chicago's youth incarceration. This study showed that mass incarceration of American youth is actually making the country's crime problem worse. They chose to do a random sample of 35,000 Chicago school students. This method of identifying incarcerated youth allows them to compare groups of kids who committed crimes and went to jail with youth who committed similar offenses but didn't do time. This helps eliminate the "if they went to jail it's because they were always criminals" explanation for why kids who go to jail might return as adults. Iser and Doyle compared the imprisoned and non-imprisoned kids along two lines: high school graduation rates and adult incarceration. Unsurprisingly, going to jail as a kid has strong negative effects on a child's chance to get an education. Youth that went to prison were 39% less likely to finish high school than other kids from the same neighborhood. They found that young offenders who weren't in prison were better off. They were 13% more likely to finish high school than their incarcerated peers. Going to jail made kids more likely to commit an offense, which is surprising because prison is supposed to deter crime. Young offenders who were incarcerated were 67% more likely to be in jail again by the age of 25 than similar young offenders who didn't go to jail at all. Iser and Doyle found that incarcerated youth were more likely to commit homicide, violent crime, property crime, and drug crimes than those who didn't serve time. These findings are very troubling given that kids are often sent to criminal justice systems for relatively minor offenses. This phenomenon, known as school-to-prison pipeline, involves the use of harsh, often criminal punishment for bad school behavior and truancy, mainly in low-income and minority schools. Even the use of insignificant punishments like suspension are associated with high rates of criminality among students. I would like to encourage you to become more involved and more educated on this topic by visiting the Child's Defense Fund website at childsdefense.org. The more we know, the more we can use our voices to bring about change and service to help these kids in our society.